What's up, everybody? It's Graham. Welcome back to the channel, back with another video. Technically, the last video of 2024 on my channel. And I kind of wanted to, get a little personal with y'all today. And not about me, but about you. Uh, Obviously, with the end of the year coming up in a few days, we always hear the word New Year's resolutions thrown around. Are you one of those people that do resolutions? I used to do it. Before I really started thinking about my day to day and started trying to become more present um, in accomplishing my goals on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, versus setting a New Year's resolution. But you can already tell, y'all might be one of them, that's going to have a new gym membership come the first week of January with these goals of losing weight, which you should. I have a goal to do that because I have put on quite a bit of weight since my cruise in May and then my trip to Mexico a few months ago. And the way that I do things is I should probably do a little bit better job of doing the day to day, being consistent. But, I am going to be going to Puerto Vallarta in a couple months towards the second week of February. And so I know because I've done it before. I put on my winter coat, as I say. I can shed it rather quickly and safely. And I have my own gym equipment. I do not like working out in gyms in front of other people. And of course, now if you see TikTok or Instagram Reels, there's this new gym culture of these people that decide to film themselves all the time while they're at the gym and then start shit because you looked at their ass. So I would steer away from that personally because, hey, I'm Gen X and I'm a dude. And if there's some hot chick bent over doing, what would that be? I don't know, dumbbell rows or something, and she's wearing a second skin that she calls pants, I'm going to look at her butt. So can't do that in 2024. So anyway, so what are you gonna do? What are your goals? I don't want to say resolutions, but are you somebody that does New Year's resolutions? If so, what are they? Drop a comment below and let me know. I'd be very interested in that. Is it financial? Is it physical? Is it spiritual? Is it mental? There's a lot of different aspects, different ways to look at it. Me, obviously, the goal is to drop about 20 pounds because that's how much I put on, um, and get back into shape, more consistent. And financially, this year, I am going to be debt free with the exception of the house, which we rent this house now, but we are going to be buying it around May. So I'll have, 30 more years of debt. So I'll be 80 when I pay the house off. No, I'll try to get it paid a lot sooner than that. But I'll have no credit card debt. I already have no car loans. All of my cars are paid for. Um, but financially, I want to get that out of the way, get the debt out of the way, and then start really putting a lot of money into my 401k because I'll have that money freed up, or other investments, a little bit more crypto. I do have some crypto, but it's kind of small potatoes compared to one of my friends who has 4 whole Bitcoins. It's one of the guys that bought them back when they were about 2 grand. And I know you're watching. I'm not going to say your name because they might come looking for you. Um, but he bought them when they were really cheap, and they paid off very, very well. And so, other than that, this year we've made some new friends in our neck of the woods. Other couples around this, in their early to mid 50s, some in their late 50s, and we all seem to have. I'm going to do a video on this. We all seem to have bars in our house. They have a lot of these people have their own garage bars where they have the whole garage turned into a bar, pool tables. Um, what is that? Where you slide it across the sand or whatever. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it right now. Darts and all that. Well, it turns out in our house, built in 1950, we actually have a room that was built as the entertainment area and a bar with a bar top with the old 1950s Westinghouse freezer. It doesn't work. but I believe I can get it repaired. And he even had 3 beer taps that come out of the wall. Of course, those don't work either, but then they run through the wall into the garage where the cooler would be to have the kegs in, and then the O2 tanks that are still there. But we got a kegerator anyway, so those friendships motivated the wife and I to kind of finish out the room. Um, get some more. It's in my bar is a tiki bar. I love tiki stuff. So that bar is specifically beach tiki type thing. I've got, you see my toy collection in my Rad cave, but in my tiki bar, I have collected tiki mugs from the 50s and 60s from some of the best places, the most famous places, the Mai Kai and Trader Vic's and stuff like that. And then of course have gone to new tiki bars. When I went to Denver in Lodo, went to one there. We have one in San Antonio, some in Florida, one in Georgia. So anytime I go out of town for travel, I like to buy a tiki mug. So that was one thing that we get to do. And what makes it cool this year is now our bars in the rotation, because one weekend it might be over here, next weekend is at our other friends. Well, now our bars in the rotation, and we get to christen it for the first time for New Year's Eve. So we get to have the New Year's Eve party at our house at the Grams Oasis Rad Tiki Bar. Right? It's going to be a good time, and I'm excited about that. So I think what I'm looking most forward to in 2025 is friendships that we have gotten, and it's just we've lived in this area for 3.5 years now, and we haven't really met that many people that live close by, and we finally have found that. Then of course I've got some of my YouTube friends, right? Uh, I've got Brandon from genx POV that he lives in Dallas. I live in San Antonio, so I'm gonna plan a trip up there. We're gonna do some content together. Hopefully, we get to go to the National Gaming Museum, which is funny. I've been to it. He literally lives about 30 minutes or 20 minutes away from it, and he's never been to it. Then
How dare you!
8-bit guy who lives in Dallas just partnered up in a arcade that is in the Dallas area that I'd like to go see as well. And then, of course, I have my mate, Challenge Jackson from England. He travels between England and Prague. And we are going to be planning a trip around May of next year to fly to Prague and all of Eastern Europe for a couple weeks. So that's going to be really fun. So those are not resolutions, but goals that I have to accomplish coming up in the 2025. Yeah, just continue to try to be positive, focus on my family more, my wife, my kids, and a little note: my daughter is going to be coming down from Spokane within the first couple weeks of February, so hopefully I can get her on camera to do a video with me. She probably won't, but yeah. So I wanted to end the video with popping up this little screenshot. This was up here about a year ago. It was the first video I did to ever get several hundred views, and then went over 1,000. But last year, I think the first week after New Year's, I posted up 10 ways to, relieve stress in 2024 of stuff that we did in the 80s. And it wasn't like we did those things to relieve stress. We just did those things. That was our life at the time. And I'm not going to reveal everything on the list, but I think the only thing that I have not done on that list was write a letter to somebody, which was on the list to do, and I have not done it. But everything else I continue to do. So I will drop a link in the description. Go click that to watch it after you're done watching this video. Don't forget that I have opened up memberships on the channel, so you can click the join button to reveal the 2 levels. We have the bitchin' level and we have the totally rad level. Again, doesn't affect my regular channel. Stuff's still going to come out. Content's still going to be great. But read the details to see if you want to become a member. Please do. If not, no big deal. So with that said, like and subscribe. Hit the bell for future video notifications. With that said, I'll see you on the next video, and Happy New Year.